It's my second full day in Brunei, and I'm just leaving away from my hostel, which is over that way, and I'm heading out for a little walk around the area just to show you what the real Brunei looks like. My original plans was this morning I was going to leave and head off to the Malaysian part of Borneo. That is difficult, that is really hard. There is very little information on how to get across the border. There is no buses, and the last blog that I read this morning on someone who's done it before was written only a month ago, and it involved getting buses, taxis and hitchhiking, which I'm not too sure about. So my plans today has changed. So what I'm going to be doing is going to have a walk around this local area where my hostel is, and it's just outside the city centre, to show you the real Brunei, not the flashy city centre. I will be going back in this afternoon because the museum dedicated to the Sultan has got a hologram, and it was closed yesterday, and I want to see this hologram. It also gives me a chance to go to the bus station to find out about buses that go towards the border, if not over the border. And then I'm going to go around the night market, which is somewhere over that way, and get some cheap food. And someone in the hostel who went there last night said it was pretty amazing, the food and the night market itself. So because this is my second full day of being here and talking to people in hostels and the the guest house I stayed in on my first night, talking to taxi drivers, and the reason I get the taxis is because the bus system is really hard to understand. And I'm just heading down this way only because I got told there's a nice cafe at the end. So how would I describe Brunei for someone who's never been here? And I have thought about this, and the best way to describe it is Brunei is like a Kinder egg. So them chocolate eggs that you get with a toy inside. And it says the best way to describe it, because the chocolate on the outside is the border. People think it's beautiful, it's nice to go to, and inside there'll be lots of stuff. But when you go inside the Kinder egg, you get a little toy, and it's all shiny, it's all new, and that is the city centre. And apart from that, what else you got? Nothing. One taxi driver explained to me that Brunei is very boring. She tried to leave to go to Singapore for a job, but unfortunately her visa was not allowed to be extended, so she had to return back to Brunei. She wasn't happy. So yeah, Brunei may be one of the richest countries in the world, but to me I still feel like I'm in Borneo. Travelling all over Malaysia, Borneo, this has got the same mindset. Just doesn't feel like a different country. There was another reason that I was going to be leaving the country. If you watched my last video, all I can say is it's been sorted. And that's all I'm going to say. I am worried about where I'm going, because when I asked in the hostel to the manager, the receptionist guy, and said, where can I go for the real Brunei? This is the direction he told me to go to, and it's just a main road which has got a drain going through it, storm drain, and it stinks. My God. The houses all look nice. And I've tripped a couple of times on this path because there's random holes. Maybe this is at the end, the real Brunei, bit of residential area. We'll see. Oh, this looks a bit busier. Maybe the guy in the hostel was right. And the hostel that I'm staying in is actually not bad. I did see in the previous video that it was very basic. But the sleep I had last night was the most comfortable bed I've had in a couple of months. The shower I had last night, power shower, oh my God, I had to turn it down because it was a bit too powerful. The Wi-Fi is probably the best I've had since I've started traveling in the last 48 days. I cannot fault the place enough. It's clean, it's tidy. And what I'll do is I'll probably go back to the hostel and give you just a quick show around of what the place looks like. I will tidy my bed space up very quickly because it's a bit of a mess. I think I need to go down that way. This looks like the shopping side. A lot of car parked. Chinese lanterns. Now a lot of these shops might be closed because it's just after 12, so it's hottest part of the day, 33 degrees as we speak. So maybe lunchtime for a lot of shops to close. I don't know how, but I've ended up on a motorway bridge. I'm just randomly walking around. And when you look at it, it looks quite European. The roads here are a lot better than some of them in Malaysia, Borneo. I mean, I have no idea where this road goes to, but I'm going to follow it for probably another 5 minutes and then head back. That's where I was over there. Yeah, I'm just randomly walking around. The road's taking me to here. It looks like it's a shopping centre full of shops. A bit random. I was going to try and stand on the path and get across here, but it doesn't look safe. I think that's a coffee shop. So I might have a quick stop off and then head back to the hostel and try and find a bit more authenticity. That's a bit of a strange one. The coffee shop was really nice, but it had a Middle Eastern feel about it. It's obviously a cafe for locals. There's no tourists around here. But I had a cappuccino, so I was happy. At the end of the cafe, there was a curtain area for. There's a family behind that, and there was a reservation area where they had a meal. They kept opening the curtains every now and again to stare at me. Yeah, a bit of a strange one. Right, head back to the hostel. Try to remember which way I came. Right, I'm back to outside the hostel area. That was a 30-minute walk of walking around, coming back here, no shade. Oh. So, everywhere I look, everywhere I've been, is just shops. I'm assuming they're residential areas. But I'm going to show you the hostel really quick. Get used to the aircon again before I go back out. There's not any sign for it apart from that. 22 hours, and it's on the 3rd floor. So here it is, 3rd floor. Hey mate. Kitchen. Shower. Yeah, that's all my stuff. But the beds are so comfortable. Lovely view. So that was the hostel. Now just come into town, into the city centre, and the idea is to go to the museum to see the hologram of the Sultan. But this is just outside of where all the Gucci stuff is. And I just thought I'd show you what it looks like. And you can see that's all fenced off. It's seen better days. That's leading towards the water village, which is what I showed you yesterday, previous video. And it just doesn't look like it's a rich place. Various people I've talked to in the last couple of hours since I got back to the hostel, who are on holiday backpacking here, have all said the same thing. It's just, there's nothing here. It's not really an exciting place. But one of the guys, in fact, there he is there. Wave hello! So he was at the market just over there yesterday, and he just went, yeah, nothing special. So we're now going to go to the museum. Right, that is where we're going. Right, so this is the Royal Regalia Museum, where the hologram of the Sultan is. It is 4:25, so I've only got 35 minutes before it closes, I think. And as usual, it is so quiet for a capital city. I've seen very few people walking around, which means there is a chance that when we get into the museum, it'll just be me, him, and the Sultan. So second time trying to get in and they're not letting me in. So you've got various timings on the board. So today is Saturday. This is closed at 5 o'clock. and then the entrance door will be closed 30 minutes before visiting hours end. It's 4:25, and there was about seven of them just not let me in. So, loving this country more and more. The ticket office is closed, they said, but it's not meant to be. The woman's closed, you can't be bothered. So yeah, now we've got to work out where we're going to go. We asked about the hologram. The doors have opened. You can have a quick look inside. And the doors are now closed. Right, where are we going now?
Yeah, where are we going now? That's the question.
If you want to come in, there is a price to pay. 5 Brunei dollar to get in. If you're local, it's free. And they take Singapore dollar as well. That's handy. Right, let's go find somewhere. We did ask about the hologram that is meant to be of the Sultan. Obviously we don't know what the Malayan word for hologram is. We tried to explain what a hologram was. They didn't understand what it is. So I'm not too sure if there is a hologram of the Sultan. And if there isn't, then it doesn't matter if I've not been in or not, because that's the only thing I want to see.
If there was a hologram, they probably knew the word hologram.
Yeah, true. Right, we're going to try and go to the night market. It's now closing time for the museum, for the ticket office.
I guess we get it dark, right? Or...
Yeah. Alright, we've come back to the hostel, been back there, and now on our way to the night market. So there's the sign, it calls itself a wet market. In the background there you can just see a rainbow, and it was a double rainbow earlier on. Now interestingly, the taxi driver who gave us a lift back to the hostel was a bit too honest about this country, and I did video some of it without him knowing, but I realised that was very, very naughty, so I'm not going to put it up. So the Sultan became the leader of this country in the late 60s, and in the 80s and 90s he was a bit of a bad boy. He drank, he slept with women, he did lots of stuff, including his brother. And as he's got older, he's in his 70s now, he's become more Muslim, as we say. And there is no government, he is the government, so it's his law. And this is the night market. Now, me and the Dutch guy, who I've been with all day, are very hungry. So you've got so much food to choose from. And a lot of it will be chicken. And you can see the amount of people here. Oh, Arsenal top.
The smoke is coming from there, you need to go.
Oh wow.
Some good barbecue.
Proper barbecue.
Brunei I barbecue.
Now one of the main foods that they won't have in here is pork, which is a shame. Ooh. That's fish. Yeah, you can see all the smoke. Oh wow. My God, how big is this place? So there's actually two sides. This is mainly selling fruit. A lot of durians. Hi.
Hi.
Oh. Hi. Oh, what's that? Oh. I mean, I could get like a mix up with that lot and take it back to the hostel.
Yeah, yeah, like some spring rolls.
Cheap enough.
One time.
So I'm going for 4 pieces for $1. I'm gonna have 2 of them, one of them, and one of them. To be honest, I've no idea what it tastes like. To be honest, I don't even know what they are. What's that? Fried roll.
They have 500. Then you must use that.
What you got?
I don't know.
I think mine's chicken. Nice.
It's good though.
Yeah. I have been up and down trying to find out what I need to eat. The spring rolls were just like a little snack. We've got the menu here, which I'm actually liking. So I might go for the wok fried yellow noodles with beef. Can I have the wok fried yellow noodles with beef? Oh, is that?
Yeah, this one is the latest one.
Oh, so not down there then? Oh, this is the menu. What's beef? You got beef
Yeah, beef. Yes.
with noodles?
Noodles, yeah.
Yeah?
Beef.
Mee goreng ayam. Mee goreng or kway teow.
Okay,
With chicken.
but with beef.
You can get like mee goreng daging, I guess.
Yeah. Yellow noodles with beef? No. No spicy.
Beef sprouts.
Beef sprouts, yeah, beautiful. One, yeah. I'm on a diet.
Definitely coming back here.
So I've got the beef noodles, whatever. I've also bought some more spring rolls to go with it. Can do, but if it's raining outside, innit? I think everybody was who came last night went straight to the hostel.
Yeah. Japanese tour. The Japanese group
Japanese are here. Oh, there's that food over there as well.
tour. Yeah, I think so. Also many places to sit down.
Is it raining?
No, it's not. What you call this in English? It's like a crosswalk. Or?
It's a zebra crossing.
It's a zebra crossing.
Zebra crossing
Alright,
because zebras are black and white.
Yeah, yeah, we also call it a zebra path, like zebra path.
Okay.
But it sounded weird when I said zebra crossing. I was like, what? No, that's not right.
No, it's the thing is the same anywhere around the world. What is that?
Oh, you want to go in the attractions?
Is it a fair?
Yeah, well, it's like bumper cars or something.
No, let's sit down. It has been rain. You can see the rain on the tables. Right, it was just sat down. There is a chance of a storm coming. There's lightning all over the place. And because the sun has gone down, there is prayers going on just over there. But I've got my food, and this is what I've got, along with the spring rolls. It is beef noodles, yellow noodles with green stuff. I don't know what the green stuff is, I'm sure they told us. That's good. And there's a load of it. It's $2.50. Good. I'm quite happy. Right, to finish this off. More spring rolls, but this is probably the best one that's around. Shh. This one's the best. So that's the night market done. It's been a fun day going out and about to see the real Brunei, which wasn't really good. Then going down to the museum to see the hologram, which wasn't really good. And now it's time to head back to the hostel. This is night time. It's been a good day, but I'm definitely leaving tomorrow. I need to get to Malaysia for a bit of normality away from this place. It's not been the best. It's not very touristy. It's good for about 2 or 3 days, and that's about it. But if you've enjoyed this video, all you got to do is press that like button. If you want to subscribe, press that subscribe button. But until next time, bye bye for now.